Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, When Lou Chose to Lie Right Beside Me and quote. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. It was one of those days that didn't feel important at first. No celebrations, no visitors, no big plans waiting on the calendar. The kind of day that quietly blends into the background of life. Outside, the sky was a soft gray, not gloomy, just calm. Inside the house, everything was still, except for the faint hum of my computer and the slow ticking of the wall clock. I sat at my desk, shoulders slightly hunched, eyes fixed on the screen. Work had been steady but heavy, the kind that doesn't overwhelm you all at once, but slowly piles up until your mind feels full and tired. My coffee had gone cold without me noticing. I sighed, rubbed my temples, and leaned back in my chair. That was when Lou looked up. Lou had been lying a few steps away on his usual spot near the door. It wasn't a fancy bed, just a soft mat that had long lost its original shape. He lifted his head, ears twitching gently, dark eyes watching me with quiet attention. He didn't bark. He didn't wag his tail dramatically. He just looked at me, as if something invisible had shifted in the room. Then, without hesitation, Lou stood up. His nails made a soft tapping sound on the floor as he walked toward me. Slowly, calmly, like he had all the time in the world. I watched him out of the corner of my eye, curious but not surprised. Lou often moved with purpose, even when he didn't know exactly why. He reached my chair, sniffed the air briefly, then turned in a small circle and lay down right beside my feet. Not on his mat, not by the door, right next to me. His body pressed gently against my leg, warm and solid. He let out a small sigh, the kind that sounds like relief, and rested his head near my ankle. Just like that, he chose to stay. I smiled without meaning to. It wasn't a big moment. No music played. No dramatic realization hit me all at once. But something softened inside my chest. The room felt different, warmer somehow. My breathing slowed. My shoulders relaxed. Lou didn't ask for anything. No treats. No attention. He simply stayed, quietly offering his presence. As if to say, I'm here. You don't have to carry today alone. As the afternoon passed, I continued working, but everything felt lighter. I shifted my foot slightly, careful not to disturb Lou. He didn't move. He adjusted just enough to stay close, his fur brushing against my skin with each small breath he took. I began to notice things I usually overlooked. The steady rhythm of his breathing, the warmth that traveled up my leg, the faint smell of sunshine and clean fur. Lou had always been like this, attentive in ways that didn't demand anything. When I laughed, he wagged his tail. When I was busy, he kept his distance. When I was sad, he somehow always knew. But today, his choice felt intentional, almost thoughtful. At one point, I reached down and gently scratched behind his ear. His tail thumped once against the floor, slow and content. He tilted his head slightly, eyes half closed, completely trusting. That simple reaction made my heart ache in the best way. I thought about how humans communicate. We use words constantly. Emails, messages, conversations that never seem to end. We explain, justify, argue, and defend. Sometimes we talk so much that we forget how to listen. Lou, on the other hand, spoke in silence. His presence was his message. I see you. I feel what you feel. I choose you. As evening approached, the light in the room changed. The gray sky outside softened into pale gold. Shadows stretched slowly across the floor. Lou shifted again, placing his chin fully on my foot now, as if claiming it. I laughed quietly. Is this your spot now? I asked. He didn't answer, of course, but his tail moved gently, brushing against the floor like a soft reply. Later, when I stood up to stretch, Lou stood too, sticking close to my side. When I moved to the couch, he followed. When I sat down, he curled up beside me again, pressing his back against my leg. That's when I realized something important. Lou wasn't following my movements. He was following me, not out of dependency, not out of fear, but out of choice. In that moment, I understood how deep our bond had become, not through training or routine, but through shared life, through ordinary days, through moments when neither of us tried to be special. That night, as the house grew quiet, I sat on the couch with Lou beside me. The television played softly, but neither of us paid much attention. Lou's head rested on my thigh now, heavier than before, completely relaxed. I gently ran my fingers through his fur, feeling the slow rise and fall of his chest. I thought about how often we underestimate animals. We think love must be loud. We think care must be proven through action. We think connection requires explanation. But Lou showed me something else. Love can be quiet. Care can be simple. Connection can be felt without a single word. By choosing to lie beside me, Lou reminded me that presence is powerful. That being there, fully, honestly, without distraction, is sometimes the greatest gift we can offer another living being. In our modern lives, we are always rushing, always planning the next step, always carrying invisible weight. We forget to pause. We forget to notice. We forget to stay. Lou didn't forget. He stayed. Lou's simple choice to lie beside me reflects something deeply important for how we live today. In a world filled with noise, speed, and constant pressure, we often underestimate the value of quiet companionship. Animals, especially dogs, remind us that connection does not require perfection, productivity, or explanation. It only requires presence. From Lou, we can learn to be more attentive to those around us, both humans and animals. When someone is tired, anxious, or overwhelmed, they may not need advice or solutions. Sometimes, they simply need someone who chooses to stay. This applies to our families, friends, and even ourselves. In daily life, we can practice this by slowing down, putting away our devices, and truly being present in small moments. Spend time with your pet without distractions. Observe their behavior, respect their emotions, and respond with patience and kindness. Animals feel deeply, even if they express it differently. By nurturing a respectful, loving relationship with animals, we also strengthen our empathy toward humans. Lou taught me that kindness doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be real. When we learn to stay, listen, and care quietly, we create a better, more compassionate world for all living beings.